that I downloaded games from computer games from the old days and put on new computers, like Disney interactive games, Zoot Tycoon, or even Living Books. Do you know how you do it? How you get old computer games onto your new computer? Is there some sort of website you can download from? I need to know, because I'm way behind on these things. I've been stuck in a pickle for a long time trying to figure something out that Hey! No! Thank you. As I was trying to say, folks, I've been trying to figure out how to download games for a long time, but I couldn't find the right website to do so. Because this review that I'm going to talk about right now is all about computer games. A huge slice of my childhood from the 1990s. What computer games, you ask? Let me introduce you to an old computer game company of the 90s. A company called Living Books. The premise is actually very simple. You have to take a whole bunch of famous children's books by famous authors, and you make computer games around it. Kind of like a television cartoon in a way, or even a movie. And trust me, these games were a lot of fun. I know. I was there. I played them. Is this game series worth it for digital pioneer and children's author Marc Brown? Is it worth getting these guys a bath in the bathroom? To answer those two questions, Marc Brown? Yes. Legos? Might want to wait. So let's take a dive into my slice of 90s cheese and check out the greatest computer game series I ever played. And maybe the most pioneering one at best. Living Books. Now let's see. What should I start with this one? Oh yes. I think I know just what to start with. The game series began with the Mercer Mayer book, Just Grandma and Me, and it ended with the Marc Brown book, DW, The Picky Eater. So during this time, the games had about 18 in the Living Book series. And believe me when I say, they're just a lot of fun to play with. You can have the story read to you, you can play inside the game, you can do some activities on the side, watch some demos of some upcoming games.
Click on the arrows to select a sample of one of our great stories, and then click OK. Okay? OK!
Or even get a preview.
Rough spoon.
Sure brings back a lot of memories. And believe it or not, I remember some of these games too. The first game I ever played was Harry and a Haunted House. I played that game back when I was in kindergarten, 1994. Ah, those memories. It's one of the original games in the series, and this was kind of an experiment for me. It's actually a clever satire. Some anamorphic friends are playing baseball, and the ball gets stuck in the haunted house, and when they got inside hoping to find them, well, they find some things that may seem haunting to them. And there's a lot of hidden surprises I actually enjoyed watching. I love the chair that was doing the hula dance. I love that weird song the doorknob sang.
First you see it here, then you see it there, but when you turn around it always disappears. Oh, look out! It's just imagination.
I enjoy the kids' depictions of certain monsters. The second game I remembered was, I think not long after. It was an adaptation of the Aesop fable, The Tortoise and the Hare. Another original game. I'm not gonna lie, folks. This game is what introduced me to the classic fable. I'm surprised about this back then, and I'm surprised about this now. I mean, hey, let's face it, it's better than finding out other versions. Here is where we're introduced to the host of the game, Simon, a bird. Now, he would have been a perfect host for a TV series, if any.
Hi, I'm your host, Simon.
Anyway, it tells about this usual story that you know. A tortoise who wins a race with a hare. And determine who's going to win. And I think you all know how it ends, because you all know the story. I do love the hare, because his fast, quick personality is always funny. The tortoise, he's an okay character too. And I do love the music he does when he was joking. Very memorable. There's a lot of great moments that somehow caught me by surprise. I'm wondering, what are they even doing there? Like, why is there a dinosaur in the background? Why is there a kid swinging on the vine like Tarzan? And, oh gee, what else was in there? I keep forgetting what it was. There was something else in there, I don't know why, but... No. Oh, I know. Why would a bunch of cabbages in a cabbage patch would run away from a very hungry hare? So many questions with no answers. But at this point, who cares? It's a game, and you're supposed to have fun with games. And here's a fact I found out. One scene contained the motion of cabbages, which is what you just saw, required the entire staff to go into the sound studio and run around. It took up to 15 takes to record words and sentences correctly.
How you doing today?
They had been recorded carefully in order to get the speech right. 2 Berenstain Bear books, 3 Dr. Seuss books, 5 Marc Browns, and 2 Mercer Mayer. Wow, a lot of authors have making a big day living with living books, haven't they? Did I scare you? And to make things more amazing for this review, all the score and sound effects all came from those games. Yep, so in my reviews I use some of the sounds and even some of the scores from those games for my reviews. I love it so much. In fact, the intro for my review that you saw, and my past ones, all living books. The very beginnings. If you're looking for a better way to educate yourself, Little Monster at School is just that place for you. This one I had a lot of fun with, and I played so much music that I actually enjoyed here. Now you're starting to scare me. I don't remember cakes being that crunchy. Now you are scaring me too.
I love music.
Apart from the music of this game that I really enjoy a lot, I also enjoyed the pet scene. That scene where they gather around and tell stories.
I rate the leaves.
The scene where Yowie eats so many food. Love that crunching noise, by the way. And this music scene. Here's a fun fact I also found out. The goof here is voiced by Mark Slichting, while his son, Aaron Slichting, voices Little Monster. Yeah, how lucky was that? What? I'm so glad I found out about this.
On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed.
No, little laugh. That is not the song we're going to sing today.
Mark was also the voice of the grandma in Just Grandma and Me, and his son was the little critter. Speaking of the first game that was made, let's talk about that. Just Grandma and Me. That pig in the background there, it leads to such a terrific fourth wall break. Watch.
Not.
Okay, that was clever. Most things in these games are usually clever at something. If you click on something over and over again, you get something different. But if you click on something one time, it goes off screen and you'll never see it again. For example, this cloud here. Watch what happens. And you'll never see it again. Eat, piggies, eat. Sleep, piggy, sleep. Whoa. Kissy fish.
What do you see under there?
Fish.
Yeah, lots of things I enjoyed too. That seagull, for example. And right down here should be some oysters. But I love the puffer fish right here. That's one big fat fish. And halfway here, watch. Squeaky! I love the squeaky fish. That's kind of funny. I love this one too.
It was full of crab.
With the crab. That's a creepy looking hermit crab right there.
Oh, crab! Big eyes! Claws! Yeah! I'll walk for the bus stop, Grandma.
Doesn't he snore funny? And there are two versions of this game that you should know about. Both Arthur's Birthday and Just Grandma and Me have their own two versions of the game.
Speaking of...
Arthur's Teacher Trouble demonstrates the reason of how important it is to spell words. But there is one scene I remember from the whole game out of all the things I remember. This is the one spot of the game I remember the most, where Mr. Ratbird gave Arthur and the brain some words to spell. You had 3 pages worth. You had this page, you had this page, and you finish with this page. Man, this is a lot of fun for me. I remember this the most in this game. That and the running gag with the paper airplane. Arthur's Reading Race. Now, just like Arthur's Teacher Trouble, there's only one scene from this game I remember the most. And that scene was with the zoo. The pink hippo that escapes. The elephant stampede.
It must be rush hour.
And this song that apparently got stuck in my head, I can never leave.
You should come and see us at the zoo. There's lots of fun and lots to see and do at the zoo.
Arthur's Computer Adventure, sadly, I don't even remember that much from it. Same goes with D&W the Picky Eater. Nope. I don't remember the latter two that much because I never played with them. Arthur's Teacher Trouble, believe it or not, began Arthur's first official animated voice. Arthur had never had an animated voice before. And when they released Teacher Trouble in 1982, it predated the popular series by 4 years. Arthur's Birthday is the most recognizable Arthur game I ever played in the whole series. And there's a good reason for that. The one thing I remember about Arthur's Birthday the most is not only just the creative presence that he gets, but also the fact that, well, when he got to Sue Ellen's house, watch what happens.
Breakfast is ready. Come and get it.
4 elephants they have as pets. Who'd be crazy enough to have that for pet? Elephants will eat you out of house and home. Well, complaint aside, I still love it. I can't complain about it.
Oh no! My underwear's on backwards.
Just turn around.
That's better.
That's gross.
How nice of them to use a sound effect from the Jetsons. Eli Noy, you may not have heard about this guy. He is an Oscar-nominated animator. He did a short called Origin Species. The Origin of Species, that's what it's called. Way back in the 1960s. That was made by him. And he decided to make a book called Buff's Bone, which he came up with. It's actually a clever premise. The dog is trying to go after his bone, but in so many different directions he went to. And believe me, the places he went was far out from what he used to know. Out of his yard and in the open. Now here's where it gets kind of surprising to me. It became so successful for people with the autism spectrum, I myself included. Which proves that even some people with disabilities can even take a liking to a computer game that can help them with their mental state of education. Well, isn't that nice? A computer game artistic people can love. Now I know I have a heart, 'cause it's breaking. And they have a heart too, for what they've done. I am so blessed. But wait, I don't understand. What don't you understand? Why the artistic people? I'm sure kids love it too. You were a kid once. I was. And so, did you like it? Yes, I did. You remember when your first game was? Way back in kindergarten. And what was the game? Harry and the Haunted House. Wow, you remembered way far back. I am impressed. I know. The best part about this game that you may have noticed when you're playing this before, sometimes there's a bit of a running gag that goes out throughout the game. Like in The Tortoise and the Hare, you get to have a dragonfly. A dragonfly that makes music. Or the bursting bears in the dark, the running gag is a firefly.
Don't be spooked. It's just me.
But if you want to play the Cat in the Hat, you'll get some purple bird. Green eggs and ham, you'll get a green duck. Dr. Seuss's ABC, you'll get a Jed that has a single hair on top of his head.
Uh-oh!
Those are the running gags I'm talking about. But the one running gag I heard so much about is the paper airplane. A paper airplane in Arthur's Teacher Trouble, in which a picture on the billboard folds up and an airplane takes off, making the music. You'll see it go on throughout the whole game. And then when you finally get to the end, Arthur's saying goodbye, there comes the plane, and it turns out it's a big The End sign. Ain't that something? I love this series so much. Man, I can't tell you how much I love it. I will say this, with so many different books becoming cartoons these days, how come this never became that? Living Books would have made a great TV series. Just like Shelley Duvall's bedtime stories, or even those Western Woods cartoons. This would have made a great series, and Simon, the bird, would have been a great host for it. Mark Slickteen, what are you doing? Make a TV show out of this, please! Oh man, I would love to see a TV show like that. And you know, I think it's about time for that. I think something good should come along for this, don't you think? I do. I think it's time we check out the Berenstain Bears next. Berenstain Bears Get in a Fight, and Berenstain Bears in the Dark. Featuring the family of Bear. Bear. So in these two games, the four little bears are having a bit of a family issue. The first game, you see the two cubs get into a nasty fight. In the dog, however, is different. They hear some strange noises that goes bump in the night. And Sister Bear couldn't sleep until she finds out what it was. And here's a fun fact while I'm at it. Apparently one of the voices behind Papa Bear was Neil Ross.
You and I don't have arguments, dear.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
But of course, when I was doing some research, I couldn't find any true evidence that it was, in fact, him. Believe me, I tried looking high. I tried searching low. I tried searching on sites that almost got me infected with a virus. It says it right here in the actual game, but the online sources don't have it? This is really confusing. But it said Neil Ross, nonetheless, so if it's him, it's him. If it's not him, well, I don't know. I just don't know. Like so many computer games, there's always a bunch of games for you to play. For the Berenstain Bears in the Dark. Sorry, that thing just got stuck in my head over the years. You get to play two different games. Here, you get to play Picture Jumbo, which is kind of like putting the pieces together, which scene goes what, and everything else. And there's also my favorite, Animal Match. This game I played a whole lot, and I loved it. What you do in this game, you find a matching pair of animals. You get to find all animals that make so much noises at night. The one that can't get Sister Bear to sleep tightly. So you gotta match up a beaver, an owl, a wildcat, a skunk, even a cricket. And then, when you match them up, they'll go right to sleep. And the game is over.
Owl! Owl! Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, good night.
Good night! Look! They've all gone to sleep. Thanks for all your help.
See what I mean? When they came to adapting the Janelle Cannon book, Stella Luna, they decided to go the Hanna-Barbera route with this, making the animation here look more realistic than the art cartoony. And believe me, it looks so breathtaking. But nowhere near breathtaking as the Kevin Henkes book, Sheila Ray, the Brave. A story about a female mouse who's not afraid of anything. She's not afraid of dark.
Are you sleeping, Sheila Ray? What? Ah!
She loves thunder and lightning.
Cool.
And she was so brave that she actually kissed an itsy bitsy spider.
Well, if you love it, then kiss it. Okay.
Ew.
She did it.
And this one has songs in it too. Some unusual.
I'm hip, I'm hop, I'm doing the bob. Do you know what I'm thinking of? That dog, he bites, but I won't fight, 'cause my message is love.
Daddy-o, daddy-o, uh-huh, daddy-o, daddy-o, cool cat.
Some memorable.
Happily ever after time, happily ever after time. I'll never go home alone again.
And they're all very short. You can run now. Take the door and run, Sheila Ray. Oh, too late. Yes, I guess some of the songs are kind of catchy for the wear. Especially this one.
I'm all alone, it's just me. How I miss my family. I wish it was yesterday. Today I don't feel very brave.
And the reprise.
I was alone, I was afraid of all the sounds the forest made. Now it's time to dry my eyes. It's okay, you're by my side.
I can relate with this song in so many ways, especially through my elementary school years, when I was feeling lonely. Upon doing further investigation about this game, the animation seems kind of similar, and yet strangely familiar. Well, I took a look at the end of the game, and I quickly found out. Michael Sporn Animation, the same guy that made the Marzipan Pig and the Oscar-nominated Dr. DeSoto. Wow, who would have thought, right? That just surprised me to see that Sheila Ray the Brave was made by this guy. I thought the animation looked familiar, but I didn't even know it was actually by his studio. Man, I feel old. Those are the only scenes from that game I remember the most. And believe me, I got a lot of other games to remember besides this. Like... The New Kid on the Block was probably the most surprising version of them all. You have a collection of poems written by poet Jack Paletsky, which, surprisingly enough, he himself appeared in the game.
I wrote the poems in The New Kid on the Block. Though I'm usually a poet, today I'll be your guide.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of great poems in there that I actually enjoyed. When Dracula went to the blood bank.
Yummy!
The diatonic ditty munch. 40 performing bananas.
We cha-cha!
And let's not forget about this guy.
Mabel, remarkable Mabel.
Yoo-hoo!
That's a woman?
Here's a bit of a fun fact for you. When I was in elementary school in 1999, there was a talent show going on, and we actually performed three of those poems on stage. The special education class that I was a part of actually performed 3 poems. The boulders are exploding, his fangs were red, and of course, when Dracula went to the blood bank.
Steph.
I remember a lot. I remember. Great times. So many memories. game I remember the most because it was so fun, so energetic, and so creative. Jack Paletsky, how do you do it?
Crawl.
Holy shit!
Holy!
Now, Living Books was facing a fast-growing competition from Microsoft and Disney Interactive. As a kid myself in the 90s, I noticed some Disney animated storybooks they made. Winnie the Pooh, 101 Dalmatians, The Lion King, Pocahontas, even Toy Story. They team up with the actual animation studio, Pixar, to make Toy Story games. Some of the voice actors returned, but some, not so much. But still, it's awesome. Now there are 3 games eventually. 3 games for a different series that Mark Slichting wanted to make. In 1996, Brother Bung created a diversion, Little Ark Interactive, that sets on the 3 stories of the Bible. The story of the creation, Noah's Ark, and Daniel in the lion's den. The project was the direction of Doug Carlston, co-founder and CEO of Broderbund, whose father had been a priest. Though unfortunately I never heard about these games before, nor have I ever seen them. It was just a good experimental idea for those who wanted to listen to Bible stories come to life instead of just reading them in the actual Bible itself. But for what it's worth, it was a good test. It was kind of an experiment, really. Little Ark Interactive anticipated a huge market, as the Bible was still the bestseller in the United States, centuries after the first publication, and as people of Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faith all looked to the Old Testament. Little Ark also aimed to tap into non-religious and non-denominational, I can't pronounce it. Those kind of families who wanted to teach their children about the Bible. Smart move.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Dr. Seuss's ABC was the first of the 3 Dr. Seuss games that were made. And coming from a book that introduced me to the alphabet as a kid, this is a welcoming situation. And boy, there are so many great things I remember about this game. Here's cameo number 1.
It's the Cat in the Hat. Hi.
And look at the background. Is that who I think it is? It is! It's the Grinch.
The Grinch grabbed my gift.
Greedy guy.
Wow! But it's not just those cameos of characters from other books. I also love Jerry Jordan's Jelly Joy.
Jeepers! Jiggling jellyfish give me the jitters!
I also love the musical kettle sound. The many mumbling mice who's making their midnight music in the moonlight. And I also love the song the moon sang too. Mice in the meadow playing. Oh, I forgot the rest.
A gaggle of galloping geese with guitars.
But yes, there's a lot of great moments in this whole game. All fun from beginning to the end. Oh, don't forget the yellow yak's yow. Yow! I love that one too. What can I say about this game that's so much fun? I love it. The first Dr. Seuss book to be made into a game. If you haven't played it yet, go on. What are you waiting for? You don't know what you're missing. And heck, if you got kids of your own, that might be a good way to introduce them to the alphabet.
Good gracious!
And now we come to the second Dr. Seuss book, Green Eggs and Ham. Now I'm going to say this right now. Forget about the TV version of the short. Forget about the Ellen DeGeneres produced one. This one is as...
Good gracious!
This one is the best adaptation of Green Eggs and Ham ever. And I do mean that in a very serious matter. Green Eggs and Ham have a lot of games I actually enjoyed the most. Which games? Well, let's see. There's the Match the Food game, where you can see so many different colored foods that go around. Like yellow lamb chops, golden lobster.
Golden lobsters on a plate. This is something you can't hate.
Pink fried chicken and pink peas. And of course my favorite, White Castle hamburgers. There's another game where you take a single word and put it in front of the other word that rhymes. Man, can, pig, wig, fig, rat, hat, bat. It works. This one's probably the best though. The rhyming game, where everybody is falling from the sky onto the boat below.
I will not eat them with a goat, not even if it rowed a boat!
And then, one by one, you find the words that rhyme, and they go down together. Like fox and ox, train and brain.
I would not, could not on a train. Why can't you get that through your brain?
Or ham and jam. And since we're on the Dr. Seuss games, there's a whole lot of other characters from Dr. Seuss books making special appearances in each other's games. I'm not kidding either. Take a look. Recognize these guys from One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish?
In a bar with a fall, in a house, with a mouse, green eggs and ham.
And looky here, a Wickersham. And look, it's the Cat in the Hat. Remember the cat now, folks, because a few years later he'll get his own game for living books. Yeah, I'm saying it right now, Green Eggs and Ham is definitely the best. Thank you, Sam I Am. And look at this, Wild Brain Incorporated, an animation studio that's based in Canada, at least from what I've heard. They made Green Eggs and Ham living books. Oh my, how surprising can this be? Look out, World, The Cat in the Hat is next, the third and last Dr. Seuss book to become a game. This one has lots of songs, so many different variety of activities. Oh man, I don't even know where to start from this. Putting stuff on the cat in every position in the body. Brushing the thing's hair.
Ooh, brush my hair.
The camel. The mirror on the table.
Mirror, mirror on the table. I would hide if I were able.
And who could forget this particular scene? Lazy bones. Believe it or not, living books had a strong, profound effect on the original authors, and they all gave their positive, but wise, response about this. Marc Brown, for example, he said it changed the way he thinks about books. And from then on, he wrote books with animation and interaction in mind. Kevin Henkes, the author of Sheila Ray the Brave, he had this to say: "For someone who doesn't own a computer, Having one of my stories on CD-ROM is amazing. I realize that developing children's software is very different from telling a story in a traditional book format, and I appreciate Living Books' commitment to quality and deep concern for its audience. Stan Berenstein, the co-creator of the Berenstein Bears, he had this to say on he and his wife's behalf. He said their digital adaptation, the team from Living Books understands how important humor and great visuals are in communicating information to children. And after spending months on a prototype for a new kid on the block, Slichting presented the interactive version to the book author Jack Poletsky. Afterwards, he turned to Slichting and exclaimed, "Will you marry me?" Then came Geisel, Audrey Geisel, Dr. Seuss's widow. Geisel expressed initial concerns about the quality and wanted Dr. Seuss adaptations to be absolutely line-proof to the books. So he relented that her husband would be enchanted by the interactive personal creative possibilities that the new form of communication offered, and was supportive of the hidden learning process. Of Green Eggs and Ham, she commented, "I am delighted, as I know Ted would be." With the conversion of his most popular book onto CD-ROM by Living Books, Audrey Geisel admitted that it was hard to get convinced by this idea. Despite her not enjoying the presentation, because she claims it was so poor, she actually gave Living Books a second chance. And thus, 3 games of Dr. Seuss were made. Finally, there was Mercer Mayer. Just Grandma and Me was the first attempt at marrying the printed book and the computer into an educational and entertaining experience for children. Of the program's success, he said, "It was kind of a surprise." Oh hey, I almost forgot.
I look
In the second version of Just Grandma and Me, you get to have stickers that goes on a certain spot. And believe me, it's kind of fun in a way, but perhaps not too fun. Also, there's a sandcastle contest. You can play in the sandcastle. And what? No Japanese dialogue this time? Okay, this is different. Critter, dance for me, please. And you can tell there's some noticeable changes with this game too. Here's the original version, and here's the new version. First, second, first, second. They expanded the game more for the sequel. Well, not sequel, but the second version. You get what I mean. And look, they added another crab. Wow, that's a change. But why is this spot always empty for? This spot right here, why is it always empty? Oh, it's the sticker board. That's why it's there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Get away from me. I mean the kid. Now for this game, you can make a sandcastle however much you like, as long as you know what you're doing, and make it just right. It all depends on what kind of design you want from a certain book you got it from. Whoa. There it is. Based on this... Hey! Get out of here, you two! But you get the idea. It's a new game. And with a much different kid voice, too.
If you pick one of Critter's castles, yours will go away. Is that okay?
Well, Grandma stayed the same.
Shall I wash them off?
Okay, kids. Lesson 1. Never wash your hot dogs in salt water. Because you make the dogs very salty and it will not taste good. Also, while we're at it, if any of them fall in the sand, don't eat it. See? She's noticed it. As for the second version of Arthur's birthday, they knew it was gonna ring? The second version is different. And look, here in this game you can have clues.
For my mystery activity. Your clue says that Binky's present does not rattle.
So it's kind of like a mystery solving game of whose present belongs to who. That's one of the few games you get to play in the second version of Arthur's birthday. The second one starts here too. And for this game, pin the tail on a donkey, it pretty much says it all. You have to pin the tail on the ass of this ass. The only problem with that is the music can be kind of complicated. You can go slow, medium, or fast. That's how you play the game.
Fast.
Watch how you do it fast.
I look silly.
Can't believe they got away with that one. Hey, it's the disco donkey. The donkey has 3 different musics to dance to. He has a country hold down, the disco, and here he's doing ballet. A ballet burro. Burro ballet. Will you stop making me laugh? Oh hey, I almost forgot. And when you're done looking for certain clues, you click on the presents down here, and you go straight to Arthur and his friends. And when you get there, well, listen.
Click on each character to hear their clues. Drag each present to the person who brought it.
You heard her. You have to drag each present that does not jingle, does not squeak, and does not rattle. And when you're done with all that, Arthur will have you pick out a present to open.
You did it! Thanks for helping sort out this mystery mess. Here, you can open one of my presents for me.
Let's go for Buster. Snakes! We got snakes!
Thanks, Buster.
And that's the second version of Arthur's birthday. 18 games. It made 18 games. That's how much the company had made, folks. And I noticed a similar pattern, too, looking at this list right now. If you can see my mouse. Yeah, here we go. There's a pattern for Dr. Seuss's books. Here's ABC, right up. ABC is right up here. Skip 2 games. Hey, look, green eggs and ham. Skip 2 games. Oh, the cat in the hat. Karink-a-dink? I think so. While most of the series are based on books, there are 3 exceptions of originalities. 3 original games that were made from the company. Harry and a Haunted House by Mark Slichting. Ruff's Bone, that was made by Eli Noyes in collaboration with Colossal Pictures. And their version of the Aesop fable, The Tortoise and the Hare. So many different activities, some matching games, whole lot of fun. Years later, at the turn of the century, the games still live on forever. Because, even when they stopped making games anymore, they still found success through the World Wide Web. So many different variety of awards have been won. Reader's Choice Award, Technology and Learning Award of Excellence, Technology and Learning's Award of Excellence? Odd name. National Education Media Network's Gold Apple Award, Parents' Choice Silver Honor, Mom's Choice Gold Award, Parents' Choice Gold Honor. Yeah, you get the idea.
I'm going jogging.
This could be the symbol of living books, hanging on for its dear life. The 90s are just about coming to an end, and it's got to have something to hang on to. Right? Right. Hold on, living books. Hold on. You got 2 more games. 2 more games. That's all we're asking. Kill me, no! And the last 2 computer games they have are based on the books of Marc Brown. Arthur's Computer Adventure, which is based on Arthur's Computer Disaster, and D.W., The Picky Eater. Those are the last games of living books. And after seeing those 2 for the first time, I began to notice living books were starting to up the ante a bit, making it more challenging and more different compared to the other books. And believe me, they sure did, with so many different games and activities to play, and so many styles that I find so unusually weird to look at. I can't even look at this one, honestly. Ugh. But yeah, these 2 were the last ones to be they made. And as the turn of the century came along, living books went. As much as I hate to end this is the end of the Living Books series, and my review tribute on the greatest computer game franchise I ever played. It is no stranger that we got so many different other knockoffs as years to come, but Living Books will always leave a huge impact on not just for me, but for everybody who played it, even those with autism. As I said before, I honestly wish this should become a TV series. You could add more books and make them beautiful cartoons. Probably the same as Western Woods or Shelley Duvall's bedtime stories. So yeah, if you remember playing this game yourself, what are your thoughts about it? I'd like to hear from you in the comments about it. And which game is your favorite? You like this version? You like that version? You prefer this book or that book? Everyone has their favorite computer game as part of their nostalgic childhood, and Living Books is that. A big slice of 90s cheese that will never go away for life. It's going to be stuck with me forever and ever. And I am so happy to play this. Mark Slichting, thank you. And everybody who worked on that, thank you all so much. And thank you for watching this review. I'm Big Bad Ben. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I think before we sign off, I want to show you something. And I hope I still have it. I found them. Check these out. My old Living Books computer games that I used to have on my old computer I once had. Sadly, we threw that computer away because it was past its time. You know, after a decade of use, it started to act funny. So I got these magnificent, wonderful games saved. I can't afford to sell them or get rid of them. That's why I'm such a fan of this system, and a fan of these games too. And look, I got the old version and the new version of Just Grandma and Me. I am such a fan. Oh, I am so happy. I hope you enjoyed this review, and thank you all for watching once again. I'm Big Benhamchick, and let's all remember. Let us all remember.
Say, why don't we go get something to eat?
I know just the place.
You know, Sam, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.